Hello, everyone, and welcome aboard. You're here for another exciting League of Dracula 2024
Hello,
competitive
everyone.
Fury of Dracula game. Fury of Dracula, brought to us by Nomad Game Studios, under license of Games Workshop, all rights reserved. Today, we have JB filling in for Heroin, and he is trying to catch Geo, the illustrious Geo. Hi, Scott Sword. And thank you for your like, of course. We appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by. He didn't hide. Yeah, we'll see you around, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Terminus, welcome aboard. Coach Jordan. My favorite thing about tuning into Scott Sword streams is that they're titled with neutral perspective. As if that facade could possibly be maintained for even one moment. Scott Sword, first thing he talks about every game, well, I'm going to be pulling for so-and-so in this game because of how it affects my status in the league. Too funny. Neutral. Totally neutral. Not partisan at all. Hey, buddy. Hope we got a good one here for you. Shaping up so far. No rumor token. Bucharest! What do you say? So Dracula's doing Eastern shenanigans. No bias here. That's alright. The peanut gallery can be biased. That's what they're there for. The commentators should... Well, I don't have a strong opinion on it or anything, but you would think there might be some level of decorum there. Even if it was all just formality's sake. No, I'm just kidding though. I love it. Newspapers, Klausenberg to Bucharest. Okay. It's taking shape a little. We're getting something forming here. Maybe this was Bucharest's start, then Galatz, then Klausenberg, and back to Bucharest, with it being misdirected and all. That does seem a tad more likely than putting the first encounter down in, what, 53 or 6? That seems kind of wacky. Plus, there was an evil presence. I forget exactly when it came up, though. It might have been, you know, it might not have been relevant, but it's Budapest seems unlikely, right? I'm thinking 22. That's what it's looking like to me. But where is he now? Tougher to say. Slightly tougher to say. But I would suspect 17. because he hadn't been discovered yet, right? So with none of the information yet being revealed to the hunters, maybe he's thinking, I got plenty of time to hit up 17, hit up 56, do some nice Draculating over there before you move away and into Sophia. And then after Sophia, you reassess. Like, do I want to go up towards Munich, or do I want to go down Black Sea Coast, or Ionian Sea Coast, Adriatic Sea Coast? You got more options after that. The other thing that he might have done is he could have gone straight to 50, right? And so now he's already in one of these places. I like that slightly less for Dracula, because if I'm Dracula here, I want to take my time. I'm in no rush to get to Athens. Slink around, put down annoying encounters first that force them to go out of their way. Then you can make your way to Valona, or to 49, or to 59, right? So it is Galatz. That's correct, it turns out. Makes perfect sense to me. Galatz is an okay spot for a first card. It's equally distant by train as 17, right? And it's maybe a little less obvious than, say, putting your encounter down in Varna in 56. A little less obvious than going for Athens, too. It's maybe not... it's not quite as an extremity, right? So, like, it's sort of closer to Vienna than Varna actually is. Yeah. So it's a little closer to the hunters than Varna, but for that reason, you hope they don't scout you there. So it's bodyguards. He reveals the rifle. Godalming suffers 2 and reveals the rifle. Not what Dracula wanted, probably, but maybe not the worst outcome either. You know about the rifle. Wax cylinders. Hyde seems really unlikely. Yeah. I hear you, Pizza Wizard. Maybe the Madrid start is a little overrated, right? Sure, the local rumors is nice in theory. If Dracula's in Madrid, and an evil presence could be big too, but how often do you see that? When does that really happen? I'm trying to remember the last game I saw where, somebody started in Madrid and Dracula was adjacent to them, like John Stewart or somebody. Like, maybe, but that, maybe that's the point. How often do you see Van Helsing take 3 bite tokens and get defeated? Never. But that's kind of the point of that ability, is to prevent that from being a threat, right? So maybe by putting somebody in Spain, that's the whole idea, is to deter him from starting there. But then the question becomes, well, how bad is it for hunters if Dracula does start in Spain? I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it's bats in Madrid is pretty nasty, and then if Mina's in Bordeaux, she has to go and deal with it. Yeah. If you put Mina in Madrid, then it maybe does bait Dracula a little into a situation where local rumors or evil presence can reveal him, because he's trying to stalk Mina. When we saw Quincy Morris do it, though, we saw Quincy Morris mess around with Ring Around the Mina and put her in a terrible spot, especially if she's in 8 already, and now you find out Dracula's in Spain. Somebody has to go into Spain to deal with Spain. If it's Mina, she has to go charging in, dealing with encounters, dealing with bats in Madrid and all kinds of nasty things, plus Dracula. that can be a really bad spot. So maybe Mina, Madrid, but if you're gonna put Dr. Seward in Madrid, maybe the better move is just to put Dr. Seward in Bordeaux. Maybe that's the compromise between the Scots Sword start, the superhero start, the Pizza Wizard start, all the various starts. So what would that start be? Mina, Madrid, or Dr. Seward in Bordeaux, Mina here. That's just the Pizza Wizard start. So I guess that makes good sense. Because if you do start Seward in Madrid, it's just even less likely that Dracula will even be there. So he's probably going to be on the other side of the map. And now you have to move even further. So why not just be in Bordeaux? Dr. Seward's back in the action much sooner. Theory crafting. But back to the game. Mina has a blood transfusion. And a Heavenly Host. Irony is pretty ironic sometimes. Whoa. Okay, there must have been behind the veil while I was yammering on. No, yeah, okay. Behind the veil killed a fog much earlier. It looks like that was probably before I hopped in. So behind the veil got the fog. He stopped the bodyguard mature, and he stopped the other bodyguard mature. It looks like. That's like kind of not a bad little gambit, because if they don't figure out what's going on, you could get 2 bodyguard matures, which is really sweet. And if they do figure it out and they send somebody there and that guy doesn't have a weapon, he gets delayed, and maybe the other one matures now. You know, there's some possibilities there. Or you just, you know, dish out some damage to one guy. This is a wolf form, okay. Yeah. So now you got to start wondering, did Dracula just take the direct route? Because that's always a possibility. But does that mean now you have to waste time checking 6 and 50? Oof. Jonathan Harker would be huge right now. In a couple days he would kick in and you'd know all you need to know. These two should have been in Munich like yesterday, feels like. Not in terms of jbphilly being slow, but just in terms of you want them there yesterday. It'd be great if they were already near Munich. We would love that. Checks to grab. Okay, that's a reasonable check. So what does that tell us? Dracula could be in Munich right now, but he didn't go like over it, right? He isn't in one of these central European locations. Oh, it was bats in Bucharest and a reckless in Galat's lair. Okay, so this is a layered vampire. Just run away, right? Maybe Dracula was in 11 and he wolf formed to Prague because Dr. Seward is standing in 58, right? That's totally possible. Okay. I can sort of respect Garlic. What do you do now, though? You're kind of in a pickle. Yeah, I just escape and get bitten. It's fine. If he bites you, whatever. Yeah, he's gonna get 2 points out of it. That's unfortunate, but are you really gonna dodge and muck about with plotting? Okay, all right, that makes sense. He wasn't mucking about with the plotting. Yeah, that's a good pistol, actually. That's a really good use of pistol. Try to when it looks like you're gonna, you know, commit to a dodge or something like that, or maybe an escape. Now you can escape. Yeah, well played. That's some good damage for a a lair, though. So, well played, bats. I mean, maybe, yeah, he's got a garlic and a pistol, so that tells Dracula quite a bit. The good news, though, is that he can... No, he's going to be delayed. Shoot. Oh, that stinks, because by the time he gets to Bucharest, Bucharest is going to be a lair, too. Yikes. Bats is so overpowered, if you ask me. By the time he gets back, for all we know, Dracula might put another bats down in Bucharest. And you get to Bucharest to try to supply for a new item, and he's sent right back to start. Deal with the vampire in a night fight again. Good play to Dracula, but not bad jbphilly, making good calls in the combat. Get him out of there alive. Fortunate calls this time, let's say. I mean, bad scenario would have been, what if the vampire clawed on turn 1, right? Yeah, it would have. The garlic would have clapped back for 2 damage, but now you're on 3, and now he could still possibly mesmerize and bite you. You know, the vampire comes out with the damage and the influence and the bite token. He could have gotten all of that. Now, killing Godalming would have been quite the feat, but you know, I could see a world where he gets that bite token and he gets that damage. All right, so we got. It looks like direct route is possible here. I think maybe it is the wolf form from 11. You know, I think that totally checks out. You ask me. Dracula's like trying to make it look like he's doing all the typical stuff, but in reality, he's bolting as fast as he can out of here. He wants to get to Szeged, then to 11, and then wolf form to Prague, right? That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Vampire fangs him for 2 damage. Let's see where it escapes. I'm out of here. Yeah, those are just pointy teeth. Doesn't have the same heart as the fang. So, yeah, I mean, he's probably gonna stake it, right? Yeah, but then Dracula gets his wolf form back. You really want that to happen? Yeah, it's true, though. The encounter pile does kind of stink. But I don't know. Like, I don't know about just letting this one mature. Maybe you stake this, yeah, and you hope, the next one, maybe it's a wolves or something. Maybe it's a rats, right? I mean, maybe not rats, but like, you know, there could be a saboteur down there. There could be, sometimes Dracula's only put some of the crappier ones down after the vampire. Or it could be Vampire Marathon coming up. I mean, it's tough to say. Yes, that's true. Clearing up, not giving him access to all the lairs and the card economy. That is a decision Dracula has to make. That's true. But is that worth the wolf form? That's pretty much what you have to decide. Is that worth letting him basically immediately wolf form tomorrow if he wants. If I was Drac, I might take that. I mean, it depends where I am, what I'm going to do with the wolf form. But maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but getting it back was always nice. But yeah, I mean, you raise a good point. Like, even if he were to get the wolf form back, the hunters don't really know where he is yet. Right? So what's the big problem? What's the big issue? Letting them blunder around for a while they try to figure out where the heck he went. Yeah. Watch out. Okay, he's gonna take the train. Ah, okay, alright. Yeah, I like it. And now since Belgrade was revealed and wolf form's on the trail, like it seemed very unlikely that Dracula did go to Constanza like that. So that's not a bad move. And get away from the lair and get to a new city where you can supply. Unfortunately, my theory about Budapest to Prague with wolf form is dead now. As dead as can be. So what does this mean? Ooh. Where did Dracula go, chat? Even if there wasn't a bat, I mean, there could have been another fighter vamp. There could have been, like, wolves, bodyguards. I mean, that might not have killed him, but getting taken down to one would be very unpleasant. It might be worth moving one extra city to not risk all that. Heck, what if it's a mob, you know? And now you have to discard a card to stay alive. Well, at least he has the garlic. He can toss that, but... No, Munich has not been checked. Yeah, but after... So, Belgrade means he probably went to Sofia, and then after that he went to Sarajevo. And then he wolfed. That could be it. Or he's hiding in Athens now. Okay, Sofia. Or he could be hiding in Salonika, right? He could have gone Sarajevo, wolf form to Salonika, and then hid there, right? And now he's moving on to Valona as we speak. This is when Psychic Bond is so nice. Maybe that's... I don't know, like... Superhero Start has many advantages. Without Mina here, you can't, like, check Dracula's movements, so to speak. Ooh, fancy misdirect. I like it. We're getting fancy. Yeah, I mean, you just check 30... Right, of course you want to, but I'm just saying, there's like shenanigans that could have happened with the wolf form down here, right? Like, not to mention all this like Belgrade stuff and the Klausenberg stuff. If Mina is here in Vienna with the other hunter, Dracula is seriously disinclined from that. I mean, yeah, he might still be in positions where it doesn't matter so much to him, but sometimes you can get a lot of information, like post-wolf form, things like that. On the plus side, you got two big, strong, capable men dealing with these cards, rather than, say, Mina blundering onto bats and getting sent to a lair with a Reckless for a night fight. Like, I mean, you've got some advantages there. But maybe the thing to do is just have Mina like, take defensive cards, right? Like, I mean, you don't always have that luxury, I guess. But if you can get her a Holy Circle... Okay, we're getting people moving. I like this. We're gonna burn him out. We'll find where he went, we're gonna burn him out. Okay, it wasn't Munich after all. But then what was it? Jonathan Harker is in play here. Okay. Yeah, I mean... okay, he only matures the soil for at 1 health. Yeah, see? Not so bad. Wolf form. Yeah, it's Athens! Of course it was. Of course it was. I mean, well played, Geo. Perhaps. Time will tell. I mean, that check in Munich delivered a lot of valuable information. Unfortunately, it didn't actually do it until Dracula already gone to sea. Right? Like, we learned, oh, he didn't go to Munich. He must be down here. And then he goes to sea, which tells us the exact same thing, right? But you kept him from hiding. I'll take that. That's why if I'm Dracula, maybe I hide there. Because it's like they already know where you are anyway. Could hide, put down another encounter. But then you don't have hide for Cagliari time. Maybe it's better to hang on to it for Cagliari time or Bari time. Pizza Wizard says he's in Valonin now. Before he left to sea. I mean, what's he gonna do? Yeah, he probably wolf to Athens. Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, wolf to Athens, move to Valona, move to Salonika, misdirect Valona, move back to Valona. He's in the Adriatic. Solid move. Yeah, I like that route. Okay. Yeah, I can dig this route. Pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll be doddering around here for a while, dealing with Sarajevo, trying to deal with the rumored vampire. Yeah, there'll be some time spent over here dealing with all this, it's true. Yeah, but still plenty of time. I mean, that's for your Dracula for you, you know? Look at that, you got his hoax. No harm, no foul. Yeah, you're delayed, and that's kind of really bad, actually. But if Mina has a stake, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, Mina's probably there as backup. Yeah, that's you're exactly right, Pizza. That's what I'm thinking. He wants to send double hunters in case one of them gets tied down. I mean, it could be a saboteur. It turns out it was a hoax. What if somebody gets hit by a spy and they're relying on their weapon to kill the vampire? You know, could be all kinds of reasons that you might want to send some backup, so to speak, even if it's overcommitting a little. I mean, we know where Dracula's going, right? So, yes, they're going to be behind him, but with the horses, if he has a really good horse economy, maybe he can minimize the damage that this is going to do as far as how out of position he is, right? They can just get back out, chase Dracula. Hunters can move really fast sometimes. So Dracula's going to be in Tyrrhenian Sea right now. Or, he's in the Adriatic. So he could land right now. Yeah, and this is probably Bari. If he does land, right? Or it might be Venice. But that's all it can be. No, he's going to move again. Which means he's going to have to move a third time now. So here's what you do. You get Godalming out of there and start following Van Helsing, maybe? And then you have these two hunters deal with the trail, and then if they're still here and Dracula lands, you can Psychic Bond. But that just leaves Sarajevo if Dracula thinks of that and remembers to clear the lair. Okay, so let's say on the next turn Dracula wolf forms, right? Hypothetically, yeah, like, okay, next turn he's going to move a sea space, right? He's going to be in Black Sea or Tyrrhenian, and wolf form will be available then. So on the turn after, he's going to wolf form. But if you're in the Black Sea and you wolf form, you actually can't obfuscate what region you're in at all. You have to land in Baltica. Unless you're in the Ionian, you could go to 49, but he won't be in the Ionian by then. He'll be in the Black Sea or the Tyrrhenian. So you could actually have these two hunters use Psychic Bond, and that'll tell you Dracula's not in Baltica, and then you have a guarantee that he's in the Tyrrhenian, right? And he wolf formed to Cag, or he wolf formed to Marseille, or something like that, right? Like most people don't go to the Black Sea and go back, but what if he does? You know, there's the odd chance that he does. It does happen once in a while. I've done it myself and gotten some success with it, because you can go 1756, and then maybe you wolf form to a lair in Valona, something like that, and you go back to Athens again, and all of a sudden they don't have any time left. Game's over, because he's just going to go to sea and win. So yeah, it can help to have somebody there to intercept that play and catch him there and reveal that he actually is in Baltica. Okay, so he's going to mature a new vampire. This is 6 points for Dracula. Good thing nothing really bad happened in Galax, you know? Because otherwise Dracula would have more points, right? If there was some fanging and some biting and all kinds of nasty vampire stuff going on over there. So that could have been worse, right? Yeah, he played it well, but when all's said and done, the guy had got 6 points out of that. So we don't have to wet ourselves over this. Now the question becomes Black Sea or Tyrrhenian Sea, right? So if he wolf forms, you've got all of Italy and 36. Whereas if he's in Black Sea and he wolf forms, you've just got Baltica, and that's it. So what? Yeah, I mean, he had a choice to make. He could have gambled and just landed in Bari, right? But if he did that and he got CG'd for it, he would have felt like a real fool, right? Like, jbphilly just goes, oh, Vallona's on the trail, he's in Adriatic Sea. Like, I really doubt he would land in Venice. Let's just do it. Like, boom, 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 he's dead. Not quite dead, but he would have been basically obliterated at that point. With no trail. All his beautiful trail would have just been gone. And that seems like a real tough decision to make. Yeah, agreed. But that would have been less land movement. And he could... I think that might have been the play. Based on what trail he had. Like, once he wolf formed to Athens, maybe you should go ahead and just go to sea at that point. Forget about Vallona. And just go. Yeah, with Rufus on board. But you have to bear in mind, when Dracula made his plan to go to the Adriatic, Rufus Smith was in the discard pile. So he actually had seen Rufus be played. He just needed to fear the surprising return. But that's, yeah, he didn't anticipate the surprising return, I suppose, or he was willing to take the hit. But yeah, once you see Rufus Smith in the discard pile, this is a good lesson. Maybe maybe you need to treat it almost like he's already in play, because as soon as you go to sea, you get hit with Rufus Smith with surprising return, and that can be really bad. It's all about putting a wrench in Drax's plans, right? The unexpected Rufus Smith is far more powerful than the expected one. Maybe if he'd considered Rufus Smith already to be a big threat, he would have just left from the Ionian, gone one more space and landed, right? Who can say? Maybe he's just going right to Spain. Yeah. This is still Adriatic, I'm pretty sure. This is Adriatic. So, I gotta remember how the mature went. So, Athens matured, and so it cleared this one. Which spaces did it clear? Oh, it cleared a misdirect. It cleared a misdirect, and it cleared Vallona, and maybe a hide? At least I think I know what's going on. Yeah. I'm a little bamboozled, because I think there was a hide. Pretty sure. All of a sudden, things ain't looking as bad for the hunters. Look at how they move. I'm telling you, look at how they moved. I mean, yeah, granted, they had to give up the 6 points. I think that's a great example of not trying to have everything. You can't have everything, you know? You can't kill Dracula's 6-point vampire and turn around and catch up with him and chase him down in Cagliari, you know? You can't have everything. So just say to yourself, you know what? I don't care if it has a rumor token on it. Let him have it. Give it up. And we'll just forget about the rest of this nasty trail and just haul ass out of here and go chase down Dracula. We know almost for sure where he's going. And yeah, that goes back to the Black Sea bluff. I agree, Pizza. Maybe this was the time to do it, because when you head to the Turanian, when you leave the Ionian and you move one additional sea space, well, alright, he left from the Adriatic, so let's say when you leave the Adriatic and you move 2 additional sea spaces, the obfuscation game is between these 2 places, right? Turanian and Black Sea coast. But the trouble is that nobody ever goes back to Black Sea Coast because it always seems so dangerous to return to where you just went after the hunters have already been lured into the east. So because of that, oh, and it's a reckless NCAG with a rumor. But because of that, there's this other effect where people don't respect the obfuscation at all because they feel like they don't need to, because Dracula always goes west from Ionian or from Adriatic Lake. Like, he would never head east towards the Black Sea. It was just a bad move, right? Surely he's going west. But you can, like, predict that. You can sometimes be like, oh, surely he's just gonna assume that I went to the Cagliari. He's gonna assume that I went west. So trick him by going east every now and then. Yeah. See, jbphilly's not being punished for his assumption of where Dracula went, right? He assumed Dracula went west. He committed all his hunters going west, and it turns out he was right. And he had good reason to do that. For all the reasons I just rambled on about. But to be fair to him as well, he didn't really overcommit too badly. Godalming and Venice, that's not terrible. You can take a chartered carriage east. Van Helsing's still in Vienna, ready to maybe get busy if it turned out Dracula did land on the Black Sea coast. But there was definitely an assumption of, we're going to haul ass to the west and cut him off. The obvious move or the risky move? That's the name of the game. That's what it all comes down to. Seems like jbphilly has predicted the obvious and safe move and cut off Dracula. Turns out it was probably a good thing Dracula didn't wolf form to 36, so he'd probably been caught by now. And you never wolf form to 37 from Tyrrhenian Sea. Nobody ever does that. That's wacky. You're just asking for trouble. Okay. Yeah, you could hide, dark call, and then move. I see what you're saying. And by that point, yeah, at that point they don't know if it's med or what. But then what? I mean, you still got Rufus on the trail. Or, you got Rufus as an ally, right? Yeah, so next turn, if he dark calls, Adriatic falls off the trail. And then on the next turn, the Ionian will fall off the trail. But that's it. No, I don't think he has enough time here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I see what you're saying. You would then move to the Mediterranean. And at that point, the Tyrrhenian Sea would fall off the trail. And you could move an additional sea space, and they wouldn't know whether you were in Tyrrhenian or South Atlantic. Got you. Okay. That would be clever. The problem is, that's another 4 damage. And now, I mean, you put them in another guessing game, sure. Which way am I going, east or west? But they can just spam the supply button the whole time. I mean, not entirely. They have to use their brains a little bit here because it's already Wednesday. Dracula will land at 9 points. So you'll have to catch him swiftly at that point if he does opt for that. But what's his hit points like? If he takes that slow route, he'll land with dwindling life, and you have all the time in the world that you need to commit a single hunter to go to Cagliari and kill the Reckless. I mean, hell, you could even give him some garlics and a steak, right? Make sure you don't get fanged while you're in the fight. I mean, depending on what you draw, obviously. But you could have anybody just go take care of that, and then everybody else chases after Dracula. No Dark Call. So yeah, now we know for sure that he's in the Mediterranean. On the next turn, we know that he won't be moving to the Tyrrhenian Sea. And with Hyde face up on the trail, he's gonna... Oh, that's an unfortunate hired scout. He's gonna be able to do very little to obfuscate where he is at this point. All he's got left to him is wolf form, right? So he could land now, and he's in 4-1. He could move again, and he's in one of 3 cities. He could move a 3rd time, and he's in one of 3 cities. Then you have to move a 4th time before he would actually open up a few options with these northwestern sea zones. At that point, it might become slightly questionable where he is. But that's 3 additional sea zones, which is 6 additional damage. Dracula has 10 health. So I mean, he could suffer that. Like he could deal with 6 additional damage. Land somewhere with wolf form, and now he's down to 3 health. But by the time he does that, he'll be up to, he'll be down to 3 health, but he'll be up to 9 points. Then it's just 2 more moves and you win. And if this Reckless manages to Fang Van Helsing once, that's going to be huge, because you shoot up to 7, you'll land at 10, and then if they don't get you right then and there, that's GG. So maybe all this sailing is going to work out for him if jbphilly's not able to figure out where his ultimate destination is. Fortunately, we know he's in the South Atlantic now. That's good news. Yeah, Dark Call might not have been the thing to do, because even though it would split the map, it wouldn't, like, the 2 health might be the difference here. And you don't necessarily need to split the map if you can just land and they don't know where you are, right? Because it could be Dublin, it could be Liverpool, it could be Swansea, it could be Edinburgh, it could be Amsterdam, Hamburg. You open up some options for yourself at that point that aren't just like 3 cities. Okay. I bet he tries to fang you, so look out for that. Their teeth are really pointy. Oh, look at that. He fanged. I never would have suspected it. Come on, jbphilly. That is an important influence point. Surely we would be expecting him to fang. Look out. I bet he's going to strength you now. Oh no, it's another fang! Nice dodge. No fang for you. No second fang. But unfortunately, the difference between 7 and 8 is not the same as the difference between 6 and 7 here. Strength. Yeah. That checks out. So, is there a stake or not? What's with the punch and the rifle? What's going on? You just hoping you don't get clawed? Why? What? Is there a bullets? Is that what this is? Is that what this is? Okay. Is he gonna play the rifle again? Because then that would kind of make me think he has bullets of the holy variety. escape for you. So what's he gonna do? I think you just escape as a mist if you have it. I don't know though, because Van Helsing just tried to escape. What's he up to? Does he have the stake or not? What's this wily old man up to? What's he cooking up? Here's the claws. Play a rifle? No rifle that time. Okay. Oh, what you're thinking. I don't know what he's doing there, throwing out the rifle. Because I mean, if you could kill it with the rifle, surely you would have tried to play it again and catch him out. With all those mesmerizes got used, I think at least one of the strengths got used. Like surely he's down to, I mean both the fangs got used, so surely he's down to claws by now, right? It's the stake after all. Okay. Then why muck about, you weirdo? Just kidding. I mean, you do have to shake things up every once in a while to pull a trick on the vampire. I mean, you can't be predictable all the time. And he might have had his reasons. Dracula's not in Gallia. Go figure. He's not in the Gaulish Sea. The Gaelic Sea. Galaxy. He's somewhere in the galaxy. Rufus again! I knew it! I knew it! He's trying to re-obfuscate because he knows it's his only hope. If he lands and it's too obvious where he is, that's it. That's it. He's cooked. Because the renewed vigor combo, the sense of emergency, the heroic leaps, I mean, there's just so many ways for them to kill him, even without a CG. But if you can re-obfuscate, then all of a sudden, like, CG's not as good. They have to take a guess. They have to take a blind guess, and then the only other option is to move on to him and kill him, and you start splitting up some of their strength a little bit. Yeah, good play by Geo here. Vampire Lair. Very nice. He brought 2 stakes. It's like I got 1 for each hand. I'm killing vampires left and right. That's a 72-year-old man, ladies and gentlemen. Just staking vampires. So where is he? He's Med, then south and north. So he's North Atlantic right now. You have to move again. You have to. That's the whole point of the plan. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, you could wolf to Dublin. Then what? I mean, it's only Sunday after that. So you still have to move again before you start scoring any points, and that Vampire Lair changes things. I don't know if I like the wolf to Dublin, because it saves you in the short term, but not in the long term. Especially if he's cooking up an excellent weather combo with renewed vigor, then it's excellent weather to Galway, and then move straight to Dublin with just a regular move. So that could be really ugly. You could be in a potential 2-on-1, or even a 1-on-1 with a guy who has a heroic leap, which that ain't no 1-on-1 at all. That's you versus heroic leap. I think you have to go by sea again. It sucks. Like, you look at the trail and you see all these sea cards and you're like, this guy, you know what he's doing, but it actually makes good sense. Like, you have to use every resource at your disposal. That includes Dracula's health pool. It's no good landing if they all just jump you. What's the point of it? Yeah, you saved yourself 2 health because you didn't move a sea space. But So what? This is some of the downfall of the Eastern start a little bit, especially with Rufus Smith being so big here. Like, if you start in the East and you don't break out west through the Munich divide, which is, you know, really obvious, they're going to find out you did that. If you don't do that, then your only other option really is to lead by sea. And if you lead by sea, there's always the chance that you're not going to have anywhere good to land. This has happened to me before. I've played Scotsword in games that went like this for me, where I'm Dracula, and I'm thinking, by the time I get to the Tyrrhenian Sea, like, they'll all be far behind me, and then you get to the Tyrrhenian, and they're all there waiting for you. And you're like, oh, I can't land now, so you go to the Mediterranean, and they're all there waiting for you. And then you keep moving, they keep chasing, and... yeah. But that doesn't mean you just throw the game and say, I'm just going to land anyway, and hope I get lucky, because if you land from sea, that's when CG is really bad, because you can't retreat to the sea. You want to be on a port with a fresh sea card ready to go that isn't on the trail. And the only way to pull that off here, I mean, you could have wolfed to Bordeaux maybe from the South Atlantic, but is that really a good play? Probably not, because you have to do something next turn. Risk management, you know? I mean, the risk is he's taking 2 damage every time he puts down a card, whereas if he was on land, he might be taking 0 damage every time he puts down a card. But if it was really... if it seemed very likely that he was just going to get jumped for that, then you end up taking a bunch of damage in a fight, and you die anyway. He's just like, no thank you, I'll take my 2, and I'll keep moving until I finally have a place to land where you can't all gang up on me at once, and where you know I'm not going to... or where you don't necessarily know where I am. So at this point... he's going to land. Shame to see him so beaten up like this. I mean, he did a good job in the East. He laid a nasty trail. He did a clever move. They didn't know where he was. The problem is that jbphilly was just able to say, well, sod it. I'll just sack off the 6 points and let him have it. And if I do that, I can have another go at him, like down the road. I can get all my ducks in a row really easily and chase him down, because we won't have a trail to deal with. So well played to both sides. Dracula can apply a lot of pressure with that trail, but sometimes it's only so much pressure. And if you just say, well, you can take that 6 points, you can have it, that alleviates the pressure for the rest, for the next few turns. Like, yeah, now the influence bar goes up, so your choices are a little stricter, but that's okay if it means, like, there's just no trail to worry about for a while, and you can focus purely on trying to kill Dracula. So now he's wondering, do I Renewed Vigor now, or do I Renewed Vigor next turn? I think you should save it for next turn, buddy. I don't know what this move to 15 was. I know the horse rolled a slow roll, but, like, I still don't get 15 there. Wasn't he in 8 at the time, or did I get something wrong? Maybe he wasn't in 8, and he was further this way or something. I could be wrong. Yeah, what you need now is reliable, fast movement. So here's the RV. Maybe he's got 2 of them. If I had 2 of them, I'd play 1 right now. Yeah, you get Godalming somewhere relevant. You check these places, make sure he's not doing anything sneaky. Maybe he could be in lots of places. which is, I mean, the whole point. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, do they have the cards? There's the RV, so that checks 30 and 7. Hamburg is still a possibility with a fake wolf form, but 30 and 7 are checked. Psychic Bond there, funny enough, would have eliminated all of that, all 3 of those cities in one go, as well as 16 and 2. Assuming you were, you'd probably be in 16 already when you do the Psychic Bond, so. Now he's checking 2, probably because it's more important that Dr. Stewart get to see now. Even though you want to check 16 here, but you don't have that luxury. You just kind of have to assume at this point which way Dracula went. Yeah, Hypnosis would have been really big there. Hypnosis Speedy Telegraph combo with Renewed Vigor. That gets everybody in order, right? Like, you don't have to Renew Vigor kill Dracula if you have a second one, right? But if you have Hypnosis, Speedy, and double RV, this turn I would have spent getting the Hypnosis off and getting everybody in position, right? To be like, oh, he went to England, let's go. Or what he went to Germany, let's go. Then after that, okay, nice, it's Swansea. Yeah, then after that you can do the Renewed Vigor assassination technique on the next turn, right? You pop the second one. If you're lucky enough, if you're blessed enough to have both. So she's in Swansea. It was a spy. He's letting... Oh, this is good game! This is good game! This is good game! I wonder if they realize it. No! No, don't escape! No! You could have planned ambush. Dracula only has 3 health. You can play planned ambush. And then he's dead. Because if he fangs, you stab him with the knife. If he does anything else at all, you play the Heavenly Host. And Dracula would be dead right now. He's going to go for the CG, it looks like, instead. But this doesn't kill Dracula yet. No. He's not misclicking. No, this makes sense. You want to put the CG token in Dublin because Dracula's going to escape this by going to the Irish Sea. But he can't land in Dublin. So he's going to be forced instead to land on Swansea or on Liverpool. It's not it. It's not over. Dracula will take 2 damage for going to sea. He'll have 1 hit point remaining, and he'll land and go up to 8 points. Now, it's not looking great, but he's not totally dead yet. Oh, if playing Escape Route was a misclick. No, I don't think it was. I think jbphilly wanted to use CG. And he was so hyper-focused on that, I think he got tunnel vision and didn't realize that he actually had, like, a guaranteed death combo in his hand. There was nothing Dracula could do about that, no matter what cards he drew. Yeah, with Wolf form on Swansea, that means he's 100% has to land in Liverpool. He has no Dracula card in hand, so he can't Devilish Power Dublin. He can't move by sea again or he's dead. All of his options just boil down to Liverpool, yes. Yes, exactly. With planned, that's what I agree with you there. Planned ambush, that's it. He's done. As long as you have Heavenly Host and Knife and Dracula only has 3 health, planned ambush guarantees the kill. Unless he fogs you, But with the spy there, that was the right move. Let him see your hand. Doesn't matter, there's nothing you can do about it. Now he's going to land on Mina at 1 health. Does that look Good for Dracula? No, no, not at all. But you know, he could still suck her blood if she punches him and he fangs her. You know, maybe he strengths the knife and then he fangs her again. Plots the dodge. That's an unfortunate side effect of the CG. They are being forced to see temporarily, only to return again. Points for whoever comes up with a good community meme name for that particular move. When CG forces you to go to sea, only to have to just immediately land again, back where you came from. RV! RV, RV, RV! Speedy T! Time to cook, jbphilly! Yeah, buddy! Planned ambush. Now he's dead. Yeah, yeah. Okay, right. Here I am talking about how Dracula still has outs and stuff, and I forgot. Yeah, it's the same combat again, of course. I'm getting all worked up for nothing. Yeah, it's still the same win con. It's just now he put it off by 1 day and scored some extra points for it. Heavenly Host, and good night, Count Dracula. That's curtains for the count. As my buddy Scott Sword likes to say, that's a dead Dracula. Good stuff. Good stuff. GG, well played both. Very fun. Thank you everybody for joining. Had a good time. Thanks for the lively chat and everything. Good Fury Dracula discussion. I'm gonna click on the results here so that they'll be there for posterity's sake, right? So anybody can scrub through this video and see this information, right? Health influence. Alright. Well, thanks again for joining, everybody. Yeah, it was my pleasure streaming. Oh, it was Varna after all this was going on. Huh. Alright, everybody. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining, y'all. Thank you for joining. I had a good time. And I'll probably be around for another one in the future. So until then, take care, and we'll see you next time.